From the deep, dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikitas, Tabitha, and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Good evening, and welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we hoarsely teach you how to play the game.
I'm Tabitha, that was Nikitas, and here is Grebog in all of his nerdy spreadsheety awesome glory.
This is episode 181, Specialization Points or Bust. If you don't know what that means, we're getting into the nitty-gritty tonight on how to get the specialization points that you so need to finish them out. But first, if you'd like to support us, obviously you can follow us here on Twitch or on YouTube, or you know, I guess it's subscribe on YouTube. Chat in the chat with us as we're doing the stream, or you can lurk. All of that's appreciated. And we even have a coffee link if you want to support us financially. That is where any one-time or even subscriptions can be set up. And yeah, and I have a plan. The data that I'm getting from here on into the future will be compiled and be on the coffee site. So anyone that subscribes will have access to all the data. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, we should probably come up with a nice, simple, easy to read and post formatting for our builds and put those up on the copy site as well. I'll work on that.
Almost if we had spreadsheets that had the build. So let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Here, I'm going to go first on what I've been up to. I don't know why. It's been a lot of STO and a lot of spreadsheets. That has been my week.
Spreadsheets online?
I've been playing, yeah. And instead of Star Trek Online, it was Spreadsheet Trek Online. I had fun. For those that don't know me, when people give me I'd like this data, I can sometimes maybe overdo it. I create spreadsheets and then start figuring out the numbers and getting all the stuff put together and figuring out, hey, there are things I learned that I misunderstood on how the game worked, apparently. So we'll get into that. Outside of that, I've been playing World of Warcraft because I do that. Raid's still going well. We are working on Heroic Laradar? No, not Laradar. Smolderon. The big ugly guy. Well, I guess he's some of them are not big fiery guy.
They're all pretty ugly, though.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Big fiery guy. Oh, wait. The new Fire Lord who took over Ragnaros's place. If people didn't realize that Ragnaros got fired. Of course, he also got killed twice, but you know.
Ragnaros got fired. That's funny.
Anyway, Tabby, what have you been up to? How have you been?
I've also been playing WoW. I got a little wrapped up in the WoW this week. But I've gotten my gear up to whatever 100 what was it what's the
470 420.
Okay, so yeah, I'm at 445. But I'm my damage wise, I'm still able to keep up with everybody, even as we're going into heroic.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I've always been freaking awesome. Not and completely thoroughly modest too. But no, but given that I'm not going to be, I'm actually really happy about this because I've been kind of behind in catching up and like being able to be only like on the farming part of the team, and I'll be only 1 day a week, just because of my otherwise really busy schedule. So I'm really happy to be have been able to catch up and get to this point. But yeah, other than that and work and getting ready for a big trip later on this month, which because I now have a shiny laptop. Oh, I need. No, that's fine. I should be good to. Should not interrupt my availability when I make the trip to New Orleans later this month. Um, I'm good. Oh yeah, I
Ridiculous.
also
Oh,
yeah also like I'm not going to be talking as much this episode tonight because yesterday I got both of my shots, both my flu shot and my booster shot. Um, so I'm feeling kind of like death right now.
I'm
So
sorry to hear about your death throes. No, seriously. I mean, those
yeah,
shots,
yeah,
those
those
shots
shots.
can be difficult to deal with. I get that. Um, I am still dealing with a busted foot, and that has unfortunately changed a lot of my routine, including my gaming. I haven't really done much of anything. I did make a new character here on STO. Heaven knows why, but I did, and I decided to make it a theme character. I have a new KDF character who is themed as a Kelvin timeline Klingon. So I used my Lobby to buy the Klingon regalia. Bought a Kelvin disruptor off the exchange, and then I ran the mission to get him the Kelvin Batleth. So yeah, like he's all decked out in Kelvin gear, and I've had the D4X for a while now. I bought it in one of the Muds cells that they did like 2 years ago or whatever, and so I put him in the D4X as well. So he's even flying around in a Kelvin timeline ship. So yeah, that's been fun. Um, that's been it really. Not too exciting for much of gaming. A little bit of Pokemon, I guess. I'm still trying to deck out all of my legendary and mythical Pokemon, so I've been running a bunch of Terror raids. But that's pretty much it.
just terrorizing the Pokemon then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh.
Pretty much. They so in this actually in the previous generation in Gen 8, they introduced this raid mechanic where you can play with up to 4 other players and you go pick on these like really powerful Pokemon, and Um, some of them can be really challenging fights, but they give you a lot of awards. Like you can get experience candies, or you can get the mints that change the nature, or the items that you need to boost certain stats and whatnot. Um, and money. They drop a lot of different items you can sell for money. So I've
Yep.
just been running those during my, downtime. Even at work, that's something I get to do at work, so I can, hook my Switch up at my desk at work, and when I'm watching training videos or sorting paperwork, I can, reach over and do some raiding and stuff. So it's
Sounds
That's
something to do.
terrific.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, whenever I need to completely change my nature, I reach over for a mint or something. Whenever I'm feeling like I'm just a little bit too nice, and Darth Tabby needs to come out, I just pop a little double mint gum,
Devilment gum.
devil mint gum, yeah, and I go on a tear.
We're going to be going on a tear here in just a minute in the
Tr-
tear system.
Trouble over tear. It's terrific.
So real quick here, I want to honor the fallen. We lost a Star Trek actor this last week, Mickey Cottrell. Born in November of 1944 and died on January 1 of this year. He is known for two roles he played in Star Trek. He played the Valtese Chancellor Ulrich in TNG Season 5, Episode 21, A Perfect Mate. That's the one where Picard gets a little frisky with an alien chick that he really shouldn't.
Yeah, as opposed to all the other times where it's Riker.
Right. And he also played Counselor Dumas in Voyager, Season 4, Episode 6, The Raven. So I would like to call for a moment of silence for Mickey Cottrell. Thank you for that moment of silence. We will keep him and his family in our thoughts. Grebog, what about this week in STO?
Well, guess what, everyone? The winter event is over. I hope you got your ships. If not, I'm sorry. You might still be able to buy out, but the buyout's Lobby, unfortunately. But the new event has started, which is the Galactic Red Alert, and so you can do one of the many Red Alert events. To be able to get your daily completion, you need 10 completions to be able to get the reward. This started today, and it goes until the 18th of January. So, and the reward is an experimental ship upgrade token, an ultimate tech upgrade, and 1 specialization point. But
which is oddly fitting for our show today.
And I'm sure, as normal, the Zenkethi Red Alert was not fixed, but it will be fixed. For the fail condition will be removed in a future update.
Don't hold your breath, folks. Just don't.
But
oh my goodness.
Hey, if they're gonna keep saying it, I'm gonna keep saying it and teasing them about it.
Yeah, we will mercilessly tease them about it.
I mean, this event is quick and easy. I typically, if you want it fast, go to Borg or Tholian, and I've seen the Tholian one complete faster than Borg.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that Tholian one gets completed so fast.
I think it's because the Borg one, all the ships are more spread out, and yeah. Anyway,
you get a good science gravity well ship to just kind of slurp all those ships together, and
yeah, that'll do it. So that's it for announcements for this week, but I wanted to bring up a new feature that I discovered. In the KDF episode Afterlife, the episode is getting hung in the very first area. You spawn in space, you have a series of fights. It is supposed to end with a Fakiri carrier group, but after destroying the group, the mission is not progressing. I tried this 4 times the other day, and it got hung up on the same spot every time. I did submit a bug report, and I got a reply today. One of the GMs said that he was also able to get it to hang up on that same point. He said it looks like the last enemy is spawning like inside the planet, and the only way he was able to get the mission to progress was by equipping mines and basically running around the front of the planet dropping mines until the mines blew up the enemy. I have not tried that yet. Actually, right before the show today, I got my first mine on that character, so I'm going to take that character probably tomorrow back in there and try to get that completed. But that was the suggestion. So if you're getting hung up on Afterlife, try equipping some mines and see what happens.
Try dragging some mines. I mean, yep. that defeated Ceres.
Yes, it did. But that's it for this week in STO. We now move on to our primary target. Grebog, take the reins.
All right, so I was once I this literally was something I'm like, how do I get my specialization points? I need to finish maxing out my specializations on any of my tunes, really. And part of it was because this build uses Pilot, and I was I had never touched Pilot until I started doing this research, and now I'm almost done, at least to the point of secondary. It is all maxed out almost. So I you know, so I did searches and searches and could not figure out where to get the specialization points. So first thing you need to know is you level much like you normally do, but the levels are only at 155,872 experience points per level. Why is it that random number? I have no clue. There's a little inside me that it irks me just a hair that it's not like, even go to 156,000. I don't care. Why is it not a 00? Whatever. Anyway, apparently they figured it out. They picked the math number. But so there are many ways that you can get experience points. Since patrols are probably one of the best methods to get a max number of experience points easily. And we're going to run through some of these. I'm going to also cover, I'm kind of going to hold on that and cover some of the passive ways real quick, because then I can talk about it, because it'll be easier to talk about the patrols while we're running patrols. One of the passive ways is to do Admiralty. There is a good chunk, like if you see here, I still have this one running. It's at 13,000 experience points that I will get when this completes. If you click in here, and you'll notice some of them, a lot of them only have 562, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So you can get 500 to roughly 13,000 experience for a Admiralty mission. There are numerous ones that are at 13,000. There's some that are in between, like a 4.4K, 1.5K. If you get a bunch of the small ones, if you don't want to do them, what you could do is just like, I don't want to burn a skip. Just send a fighter or a shuttle or small craft and just let it go. Maybe you'll have a hero or a hero pilot in that small craft, and they'll succeed somehow. It happens. It can happen. But yeah, also, when you get your tour of duty 10 of 10 every time for the United Federation of Planets, you will get 2 specialization points. So on top of the experience that you're getting from doing it, you can still push this up and get the 2 specialization points. Great way to kind of passively gain experience and get your specialization points. Another decent way, any mission you have not ran once. The first time you run a mission, you get, where is it? Missions. First time running missions between 11,000 and 18,000 experience. Plus then the rewards you get from it too. Missions do take a little while, so may not be my top choice, but it's still a good chunk of experience. Replaying missions, unfortunately, the experience drops to 3,000 to 4,000 per. So you can see it becomes not a great way to get experience. I mean, you can easily get more from Admiralty, like with doing next to nothing. And then I was looking at DOF. Yes, sometimes duty officer missions can get you some experience, but they typically run 25 to 500 experience per duty officer mission. The one exception is the special duty officer missions that come from the items out of lockboxes, and you can get them off the exchange, but I wouldn't bother because they want like millions of EC for them. But those run about 5K but they can crit from all the way up to 25K experience. So if you have them, go ahead and use them, or you can sell them. But yeah. All right. And we'll talk about the boosters. The big thing here is patrols. Patrols were the key. I've done, and I've I've done, I don't know how many patrols. I've done them on normal, advanced, and elite, and I've found some interesting data. But
Interesting is a good word.
if you notice, like, I can change my difficulty, and the patrol will always say it awards you the same amount of experience points no matter what difficulty. Now, where you're getting your experience from the patrols is your enemies that you are killing. So the more enemies in a patrol, the more experience you're going to end up getting. Which is why Argala, very easy one to run, has a set number of enemies. And it, on Elite, I only was able to get 36,718. Not a lot of ships in that one. An example to compare that to, 9th rule, I had, I don't remember what the enemy was, but the first time I ran 9th rule on Elite, I got 76,898 experience. Rescue and Search with the Mokai got 78,733 experience. So, I mean, you know, those are some good numbers. Ruins of Doom was, someone told me that was the one they thought was good for experience. Only got 37,846. So that was a bit of a surprise. Now, the other surprise.
Disappointment.
Yeah. The other surprise I found, and here, and we'll probably see it when we're running this, is, so I did Elite, got 76,898, but when I ran it on with a friend, with 2 people, we only got 49,998. Then when we had 3 of us in there, it was 49,311 for an Elite 9th rule. It's almost like they set a limit, that they scale up the patrol with the number of ships to equate to 50K per person in there. And that's the easiest way I can think about it. Now, yes, individually, we got less than I got solo. However, if you think about it, 2 people, that was 100,000 experience. Each one of us got 50K. 3 people, we each got 50K, so that's 150, you know. Just some thoughts there. Now, here, we're going to hop into her. I'm going to.
So we're going to do Elite.
Elite.
Trouble over Terrh?
Trouble over Terrh.
Hang on, let me adjust. Okay, Elite set. Now I gotta find Terrh. Where's the Terrh system?
Alphabetical. Trouble over Terrh. Now, how I am getting this data, because some people are probably wondering.
Once I hacking the game or anything, are you?
No, I'm using the game. So I come in here, type in chat log space 1. That now has started the chat log. So anytime it tells me I've been awarded experience, it's recorded. We all in here?
Yep, ready to go. And here goes the fun.
But I am in my Science Dreadnought Explorer, or yeah, not Explorer, but yeah, Science Dreadnought here that does quite well. Well, you were doing that. I'm going to start heading over towards the approach the rift.
Watch out! Elachi are coming out of the rift. Target those Elachi and fire.
Fire at will, build for the win.
Oh, I'm all science all the time on this.
I am trying to get myself situated here, so my best guns are facing your suck 'em up and squish 'em abilities.
Okay.
Something's wrong. The rift isn't closing.
But yeah, I grabbed the chat log. I then I use another program I have to called Notepad++. It then lets me mark and pull out the data. And once I pull out that data, I can then put it into a spreadsheet and add it all up. Get the numbers.
Reading more Elachi ships on approach. Get ready to fight. Hostile Elachi.
That is why it does take me some time to get it all compiled, but
the Liberator is in position.
But you're obsessed.
Well, I asked a question. No one had the answer, so I started compiling my own, data. Where are they going?
I summoned my swarmers. That's not going to affect anything, is it? I didn't think about asking before I did it.
Someone's gravity well was behind me.
I don't have a gravity well, so it's not mine.
I don't think I have one either on this character. Was it one of your secondaries?
I don't know.
That is a lot of bad guys. That is a lot of Elachi.
This is why this one is so potent on the experience. There's just so many enemies. Like, quantity. When wanting to farm experience for whether you're doing it for ship mastery or for just anything that you're leveling up, quantity here is more important. Now, the reason that elite matters more than, say, a normal or advanced is elite offers in the command ships, like the higher end, the more experience per ships. So that is definitely where that factors in.
So I'm curious to see is so this is a legendary ship, so it has 6 tiers of mastery, and I just switched into it, so it has no experience on it. So I'm curious to see how much we get.
Well, I've already pushed a level, so I have another specialization point to spend.
I'm about halfway to a level, a little bit more than.
But this is also kind of fun with this ship. How I can just sit here and annihilate these Elachi. Unfortunately, well, for them, their ships seem to be made of paper compared to some of the other enemies that I fought trying to do this stuff.
The Liberator is taking enemy fire. This is the Liberator, initiating rift closure process now.
Some Elachi vessels remain. They must be dealt with.
I don't know. I don't know if we can deal with them. What do y'all think?
Deal with what?
Oh, one's way out there. How do you get there? It
Were
must
there
have
enemy ships
teleported.
here?
And then here's the other drawback. If you didn't want loot, well, this is definitely not the method for you. Because, like,
I mean, if you don't want the loot, you could just warp out.
yeah, you can warp out without picking it up.
But crafting.
Oh, the salvage.
I'm actually just kneading on everything. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I don't care.
Attacks like these are going to continue.
Hey, look, I'm
Now
done.
more than
Okay,
ever,
departing
the
system.
Alliance needs to
All right,
stand-
Tabby. Here we go. Sargarath, hello. Taria, hello. I missed saying hi to you guys earlier.
Okay, I said hi to them.
Wait, I'm kind of curious. Do I sound like Carl Sagan, or am I just giving information like Carl Sagan? I'm not taking. Obviously, that's not. I mean, to be compared to Carl Sagan, that's a huge compliment in my book. Okay, and then when you are done, you also need to go out and chat log 0 to end it. Stop it. Oh, all science all the time. Yeah. And then let's see here.
Okay, so I made it to mastery 5.5.
So not quite complete, but pretty close.
Yeah.
And I now have a new chat log to go through.
You know, I'm almost disappointed about that, Tabby.
I know. I'm just
5.5.
Yeah.
I suppose because your evidence is that you get more solo, right? So she would have maxed out solo, probably.
Yeah, I would have maxed out solo.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's not as disappointing then.
But I mean, even still, 5.5 in one go. That to me is pretty good. All right.
I don't disagree with that.
I would have the numbers for that here, but it would take me some time to compile, and you guys would have to fill. Yeah.
You mean talks amongst ourselves?
But here's some of the some facts I could easily get real quick. Let's see here. Let me pull it up. I'll be able to easily tell you how many enemies were in there. Let's see. Open in Notepad++. Find, mark all. Go to bookmark, copy bookmarked lines. All right, so we had 119 enemies in that, or well, technically 118.
Huh.
So
that's a lot of dead things.
to give you an example, let me double check. Normally, there are 96 enemies. So we ended up with a good chunk more. In other elites, Ruins of Doom only had 35 enemies. Rescue and Search had only 54. Ninth Rule had 83. Or let's see, that was normal. Ninth Rule Elite. Nope, that had 53. So, yeah, it varies a little on your all that.
Your mileage may vary.
It
Well, I
it
mean-
it seems to matter what enemies you're fighting, and a lot of the patrols are random.
Well, of the ones that ninth rule is random, or it has some randomness to it. There is a set list that it can pull from, but of the ones that a lot of people run, rescue and search is Mokai only. Trouble of Terrh or over Terrh is Elachi only. The Ruins of Doom, that's Mokai only. There are a few others that are also like they have specific enemies. Some of them have a table. I do plan to eventually get more data and go through pretty much all of the patrols and compare them, to have a finite list on which ones are great and which ones are bad. But I started with the ones that I knew people were using to level up their ships. I wanted to compare it so that way we had finite data on what exactly we're looking at here. And there's that too. Some patrols are static and some are how fast you kill. So the more people, or the more you can blow stuff up, the more enemies you might be able to get. There is a little of that, I think, in ninth rule, which is why I went from advanced to normal, and I was able to get potentially the same experience on advanced and normal. Because I was able at normal, they blew up like tissue paper. So I might have. Well, let's see. See, that's the other thing is I like to compare. Ninth rule. Normal, I killed. Well, let me double check. Make sure. Okay, yeah, I took out 83 enemies on normal. On advanced, I ended up taking out 67.
Nice.
So, I mean, take that how you want. And that's the other thing. I wanted to start adding this data together, like making a larger data set. Like this is great for one time, good rough idea what to expect. But having more data might be more beneficial to getting an average on what people can expect. Also tracking the number of enemies might be a good way of also factoring in all of that. Maybe I'll start putting up like XP per enemy average or something in there. I don't know. I'm trying to think a good way to break that down and show that data.
We gonna run another one?
Sure. What do we want to
Tell
run?
us. So that was your number one, right?
What's your number 2?
Typically that was, well, ninth rule is normally pretty good, and then rescue and search is the other one.
So let's do ninth rule.
That one will be under T's for the ninth rule.
The ninth rule.
Yep, I got it. You ready?
Ready.
Launching.
Launching.
Lunching.
Lunching. But it's dinner time.
Nice.
Looks like
Sargarath.
there was a fight.
And again, /
I'm
chat
not picking up
log.
any house
One.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition
We're all here.
Is ready to assist
Yep.
you.
because we're not all there.
That's for sure.
Lead the way. Sure God will follow.
Leave enough of their ships for salvage. I'll be under cloak.
Reading a single Ferengi vessel. Marauder class. They've decloaked.
And now the Nausicaans are here. Beginning to think we might be cursed.
This fight might even be interesting. For a few seconds, anyway.
and they immediately get sucked in. I love it. Now this one gets hung every once in a while too, right?
We've got
It
The
can.
fort will be ours now.
You treacherous! This deal gets worse by
There's
the
a good
minute.
feature on this one.
betrayed by the Nausicaans. You had to know that was coming, Madron.
Here, I'm letting someone else take the ship over.
I'll do it. I got it.
The Birmingham.
Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh,
Never mind.
how about a baseball signed by the Cation Claws?
I don't have a gravity well ready, but you know, it'll be fine.
Get lost or die. Your choice. Your choice.
This has a factor into it.
Who are we fighting?
Talons, which are
Gorn.
Gorn.
It's another one that hasn't really been updated.
Now, I will say, doing these solo, I do have to recommend having enough of survivability would be a good way to put it.
Well, I mean, if you can't run them on Elite, you can always do Advanced. It won't be quite as good, but still good.
The one thing from the Terran Trailblazer ship that I would recommend is, if you have it, is the decentralized immunity is a great survivability console.
Which one is that from?
The Terran Trailblazer. It basically summons 2 drones that will put you in an immunity bubble, and you heal up while you're inside that bubble.
Can you still shoot?
Yes. It's one of the few immunities that lets you stay active. Because another immunity bubble or immunity type thing is from all image refractors, and that one takes you out of combat for too long.
That went really fast.
Well fought indeed.
Look at all the stuff we're getting.
Now, boost tokens. Those are out there. You can get them from lockboxes. You can also get them from other things. Like here in a couple months, we will be getting them for free. And that is from doing the first contact event. That box at the end that can... the box at the end, you can get the comm badge. It also has in there 150k token in there that you can get. That, yeah. But there can here I looked on the exchange. The normally sell for roughly like a 25k bonus pool is 4 million EC on the exchange. When I was looking, a 150k bonus pool was 20 million EC. I don't know that I would be willing to pay either of those, in my personal opinion. But if you want to boost, they're there. There's ways to get them. Though you can also, like I said, wait until you get to the first contact event and get them free every day. Other things that will boost your experience is if your fleet has the on their research lab, they can trigger, which here I will. They can either do a dilithium ore boost, or they can do an experience point boost, and that will get you, depending upon your level, like the level of your fleet, you can earn a bonus, another 5% bonus. So
What was your number 3 that you said?
Rescue and search. That is against Mokai. Being a lifetime member, yes, I do get 5% more, which is one of the reasons why I think some of the numbers are higher. Which is also why I tried to give a rough estimate on how much you probably should get. Like small craft seem to give experience between 125 to 250 per. Medium are about 1.5k to 2.5k, and then the larger ships in a patrol are at 3,000, sometimes a little over 3,000 per. Now, when you start getting in groups, you'll notice. Oh, I need to chat log. Chat log 0. As I do this again, but you'll notice that the ships get less experience per, but you're hitting way more because you have friends with you. Okay, and that was 9th. Delete 3 people. And I guess I'm gonna have to start putting dates on these.
You ready to run one more?
Let me this out. Okay, so we are going for rescue and search.
Yep. You ready? Ready?
I'm ready.
I am not ready.
Another thing you can do to help with getting more is when they do an experience boost weekend or week or whatever, do it then. You'll get even more. Or if they're doing an admiralty bonus, take advantage of having some of that passive go, because you'll get more experience that way too. Yeah, there's several ways to take advantage of and get more experience and help those get mastery points and whatnot, and specialization points. I mean, oh yeah, I gotta spend some. There we go. Uh-oh. Why'd we get a sad trombone?
Because she's not ready.
Oh.
Because I'm not ready. It's my fault.
I was just waiting for a break in the conversation to hit it. I didn't want to... I did the moopsie over you, and I felt really bad, so I wanted to wait for a break.
Anyone have questions?
Comments? Concerns?
Concerns? Because of the way I am having to get the data, I am tempted to write some Python scripting to help me do this faster. Yes, I'm getting so nerdy into this. I'm looking at ways to automate it for simplicity.
All right, just picking my things. Emergency powder weapons.
Now the drawback to rescue and search is that we're fighting Mokai, which means you may go flying. That would be why a benefit to having, say, a lazy boat that has extremely slow movement, say in one of its alternative modes of firing, could come in handy, where they could try to send you flying. You just don't go anywhere.
Okay, which one are we doing?
Rescue and search.
Rescue and search. Trolls.
It's the
turn
Yeah,
system.
there it is.
All right, launching.
Okay.
Good to see you, my friend.
All right.
As you can see, I'm
Let's
in.
do it.
As am
Oh,
I.
chat
Despite our
log.
mission being scientific
One.
in
There we go.
nature, the rogue.
I didn't blow anything up, so your log should be good, right?
Should be.
Now, if you have your engine set to 0, will they still send you flying?
Yes.
Okay, so it's distance that matters then.
Distance, because the weapon they're using to send you flying has a max range, and then
We did it.
your ship's speed. If you have a way to
That rift's unstable. We
maybe come in here and
ship-
remove your engines, though I don't know that would be a
Klingon
great.
vessels are warping into your position.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
I might try that at some point.
The thing is you're going to lose some of your other potency because
that's
whatever
true.
your engines offer you.
That's true. I'm going to swing around here. And I'll get this other one.
Our systems are
under the.
If you feel.
All right, closing
That's
the rift.
one less rift to worry about. Let's regroup with Kumarke.
Bad news, I'm afraid. Klingons are approaching our position.
Is under attack. 4 shields failing.
Alrighty.
4 shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%.
I know you threw that together really, really fast, Tabby, but what type of build are you running with it?
Fire at will boilers.
Nice.
Target's shields have failed.
I've got mine set up as a beam overload, which is why I'm in the Odyssey instead.
What the heck did they hit? They must have hit me with the runaway run thing, but it didn't trigger.
Why? What happened?
For those watching my ship, they would have seen my ship just turn all green and glowy, like shooting green crap everywhere.
Hey, raid from JB over at Pirates Come Gaming. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Pirate Scum. JB, how you doing? Dwayne, everybody.
Our mateys.
Arr, we've been raided.
Hull integrity below 25%.
Hopefully they don't make us walk the plank.
Huh.
Fire. Oh, they must have chased somebody?
Hull integrity below 75%.
I'm actually taking hits this time around.
Well, they gotta wait. They were ahead of me a good ways for some reason.
Also, last couple runs, I was in my tank build.
Well, this is a tank build too.
Yeah, yeah, like there, Nicodus was running with 2 tanks. Nothing was hitting him.
Amazing how that works. Cool.
Get some help
Good having
here.
fun. Tonight we decided to take on the topic of how best to farm the experience, so that way you can get your well, one, it will get you Starship Mastery if that's what you're going for, but it'll help you get your specialization points, because that was something I was once looking up and trying to figure out. And I mean, patrols obviously are the way to go. But I've also started grabbing data on which patrols give the best experience.
So far, it looks like Terrh.
Shall we?
No, actually, Trouble Over Terrh is the one that gives the most experience. Like, the most, hands down.
Wanted gave... Okay, for those here, since we had new people, once we get out of here, I'll tell you the numbers that I got solo from the ones that a lot of people recommend.
She is quite determined. They may well return here to pursue their indeed.
Yeah.
There's stuff to pick up.
Oh, I know. It's... Okay, so I ran 9th rule. Solo elite, I got 76,898 experience. I ran rescue and search solo. I got 78,733 experience. Trouble Over Terrh, I got 125,162 experience.
I think that was the last, indeed.
And then Ruins of Doom, 37,846 experience. Argala, 36,718 experience. Argala being wanted. I was a bit surprised on how low comparatively it was to 9th rule and Trouble Over Terrh, because that but yeah. Okay. Oh, see, this is trying to focus on the people helping people get their specialization points, because some of us do. Like, I hadn't touched pilot forever because it didn't seem like it wasn't one that was used a lot for builds. So yeah, but I'm sure, like, I also have the expertise numbers out of here, though. I could also probably put that into data sets as well.
That's an important distinction to look at to measure ship mastery versus actual XP, because the numbers we're going for the purposes of this show was actual character XP for the purpose for leveling specializations. But yeah, like, to think that there's like a separate separate XP scale for leveling starships, that'd be an interesting.
So when you're doing them, it does tell you get X amount of experience and you get X amount of expertise. Those are two different entities, and they have two different sets of data. That would be a good way. It's two different graphs. I was, since we were looking at the specialization points, I solely focused on the numbers for experience points. Experience points seems to care more about the number of enemies that you are killing than it does care about I need to chat log. Yeah, than anything. Than I can do. Okay, and that was...
Have a good one, pirate. Arr.
Yeah, have a good night, pirate. Thanks for the raid. And for those here, let's give a... Or I guess it's slash.
What are you slashing?
It's a command. If I type it right, apparently.
Yeah, I tried to do it and it didn't work.
Told me he doesn't exist.
Oopsie.
There it goes. All right. For those that don't know Pirate Scum Gaming, JB, I recommend going over, giving him a follow, so that way you know when he's going to stream next. Also, if you don't know Augie, you should go check out his YouTube channel. Augmented Dictator on YouTube. Let's see. Any other questions? Thoughts? I mean, we're at an hour, so.
Well, I need to take off.
Well, we probably should end the show before you.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so next week, it's peanut butter jelly time, guys. We're going to do a build on the Nidarian Defender. That's going to be like just a cheese build. That's what we're trying for.
It's more of a jelly build, but you know.
Oh. Boo.
I deserve that. That was okay. So that's next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Next Monday also at 10 p.m. Eastern, we're doing our fun night, which I might be trying to convince these guys to help me level my new KDF tune. We'll see. Or I might have a new Romulan tune by then too, maybe.
I mean, we could run patrols with you.
True enough. But that's like I said, next week, and I will see you out there.
Heavy.
Have fun, be safe, and don't set yourselves on fire.
Live long and prosper, everybody, and we will be right back to raid.